All right, today we're going to cover a Munter hitch. And it's very important to be able to visualize this knot before we start tying it. And so what I'm going to do is show you exactly how this is going to look. Basically, you want to stick your finger out, put it over. Okay, take that rear strand, bring it across the front, bring it back over. And that, in a nutshell, is a Munter hitch. So if I were to take that off and take a carabiner and clip it, okay, there's my Munter hitch. And one of the distinguishing factors on a Munter hitch is if this is my load right here, I can reverse that by taking my standing in and the knot will flip. And this will be my load. Okay. That's distinctive about a Munter hitch. Also, if you were to repel or lower something with this hitch, it's going to introduce a twist into your rope. So be mindful of that. But let's do that one more time so we can visualize. Stick your finger out, grab the rear strand, bring it back over. Okay, Munter hitch. Now, if you're using a carabiner, same principle. Just take a bite in there, bring it around, open your gate, Munter hitch. It's really that simple. Now, the trick with the Munter hitch is orienting the hitch correctly. And I'm going to show you a little shortcut here. And I'm going to show you, by tweaking this knot, we can orient our standing part or the tail of the rope. So I'm right-handed, so I'm going to start with my right hand. I'm going to grab the rope and I'm going to twist, and I'm going to twist again. And then I'm going to grab these two strands together right here. Now, if I take my carabiner and clip these two strands, and from this exercise, I'm going to have it loaded in this configuration, the spine to my right, the gate to my left. Okay, so if I go up the top, orient my carabiner, it's going to give me a Munter hitch with the crossover on the bottom of the working end. And then my tail is going to be to the right. Okay, and the reason I'm pointing this out is because sometimes it matters where your strand comes out at. Okay, so you have to know how to make sure you orient your strand in the right configuration. Now if I do that again, 1 and 2, grab these two strands and come up from the bottom, orient my carabiner the way it's going to go, you'll see that my tail is to the left this time. And my crossover is at the top. Just like that. Now if I go to the left, same thing. 1 and 2. I want to clip these two strands. If I come up from the bottom, orient my carabiner. Again, I'm going to end up on the left with the crossover on the bottom. And then the last version, the fourth version, is 1, 2. This time I'm going to go from the top, orient my carabiner, and this is going to give me my tail on the right hand side and the crossover at the top. Okay, so you need to experiment to see how you want to orient the tail. On a smaller carabiner, you always want the tail coming out the spine end because you don't want it interfering with your gate. And so you need to be able to differentiate how you're going to orient the Munter hitch. Okay, so let's go one step further and let's learn how to tie this off. And what we're going to be using is a Munter Mule Overhand. And basically we want to make a twisting motion just like we did the form of the knot, we want to pinch it right there, and then we're going to take a large bite, and then we're going to stick it through here. Okay. Now, while we're pinching this, we want to take the slack out. And what you're going to be left with, once you dress that, is basically a slip knot. Okay, so this is your munter, this is your mule, and then we're going to tie an overhand knot at this point. So to tie an overhand knot, we're literally tying an overhand knot over the working end. And we can dress this knot so it cinches against the other knot. And this is, you'll have a loop hanging off right there. Okay? So this is your Munter Mule Overhand. This is a way to tie off this knot. This is also a handy way, not the munter part, but the mule and the overhand to tie off various devices for rope access. Okay, now to untie this, basically we want to undo our overhand. Okay. Remember, this is basically a slip knot, so we're going to pull the tail. Okay, now when we get to this part here, we want to make sure we have control over this tail, because this is what's holding us. Okay, we don't want to let that go, and then we're going to be back oriented on our munter hitch. All right, so let's drop this, and let's go over here and let's see this in operation with a real load on it. Now this is not super heavy, but it's heavy enough to get the point across. If you can see here, I've got my munter, and I got my mule, and I got my overhand. Okay, so if I untie my overhand, I'm left with my slip knot. Okay, I want to pinch this until I get close. Okay, and I can switch hands because I don't want to be dropping a load. I want to make sure I hold on to my tail and just slowly pop that slip knot. Okay, and now what you'll see is my munter hitch. And anytime you're lowering with the munter hitch, these two strands have to be parallel with each other. Okay, because if you were to do this, you're losing a lot of friction. So keep that friction where it belongs. So we're going to slowly lower. Okay, and I've just got a log over there. It probably weighs about 70 pounds. It's not much. Okay. Now if we want to tie this off again. Okay. I've already got a twist in this rope. Just remember, this knot creates a lot of twist. Okay, so I want to pinch that. Form a bite through here. Okay. And let's see here. Okay. Okay, there's my half hitch. And then I want to take this and I want to form an overhand knot. Well, that's not an overhand. Okay. So there you go. Munter Mule Overhand. Now if I want to lower this all the way, same thing again. Okay. Make sure I pinch this. Get close. Take the twist out. Make sure we hold on to our tail. Okay. Don't let go of this rope. And then slowly lower it till it goes to the ground. All right. Well, I hope this helps. Good luck, and I'll see you on the next one.